This is Claudette Colvin, the lesser-known Rosa Parks. Claudette was born September 5, 1939 in Montgomery, Alabama. Claudette grew up in one of the poorest neighborhoods in Montgomery, Alabama, and on September 2, 1955, at just 15 years old, she refused to give up her seat on the bus for a white woman. This was prior to Rosa Parks' refusal and the Montgomery bus boycott movement. Claudette was studying the Constitution in school, and as a straight-A student, she was aware of her constitutional rights. Her and a few other black peers were already sat on the bus, and there was one white woman left standing. The bus driver looked to the back of the bus at the black citizens and told them that they had to get up so the white woman was able to sit down. Claudette refused and was ultimately kicked off the bus. As a result, she was arrested and placed in a jail cell. Her case gained attention from the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and she was actually mentored by Rosa Parks. Claudette's case went to court, and she was arrested for violating segregation laws. Claudette ruled herself not guilty, but the court ruled her guilty, and she was sentenced to probation. Despite receiving a lesser sentence, she could not escape the ridicule of the public eye. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People briefly considered Claudette to be the face of their campaign, but ultimately decided against it and chose Rosa Parks instead. Rosa was chosen over Claudette because Rosa was older, more educated, considered more attractive, and was less rebellious and reckless than Claudette. Claudette also got pregnant a year later and was ridiculed for having a child at such a young age, as well as having the child out of wedlock. Despite being lesser known than Rosa Parks, Claudette remained an activist for the black community as well as an active member in the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. She is more widely known for her involvement in the 1956 court case Browder v. Gale, which ended racial segregation on Alabama buses. This case cited Brown v. Board of Education and stated that segregation of blacks and whites on motor vehicles was unconstitutional and specifically violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Claudette is alive and well today and still resides in Montgomery, Alabama. Despite only being 15 years old, Claudette was an American pioneer for the 1950s civil rights movement. We cannot forget Claudette Colvin's name and the courage and strength it took for her to not only stand up for herself, but for the black community at only 15 years old.